Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. Love is a friendship that has caught fire. It is quiet, understanding, mutual confidence, sharing and forgiving. It is loyalty through good and bad times. It settles for less than perfection and makes allowances for human weaknesses. The true work of art is but a shadow of the divine perfection. March on, do not tarry. To go forward is to move toward perfection. March on and fear not the thorns or the sharp stones on life's path. Have no fear of perfection, you'll never reach it. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. Perfection is impossible, but you don't stop aiming for it. Success is the result of perfection, hard work, learning from failure, loyalty and persistence. To bear with patience wrongs done to oneself is a mark of perfection, but to bear with patience wrongs done to someone else is a mark of imperfection and even of actual sin. Life is a moving, breathing thing. We have to be willing to constantly evolve. Perfection is constant transformation. Redemption is not perfection. The redeemed must realise their imperfections. You're not looking for perfection in your partner. Perfection is all about the ego. With soulmate love, you know that true love is what happens when disappointment sets in, and you're willing to deal maturely with those disappointments. Perfection itself is imperfection. Strive for continuous improvement instead of perfection. Perfection is boring. If a face doesn't have mistakes, it's nothing. This is the very perfection of a man, to find out his own imperfections. The man with insight enough to admit his limitations comes nearest to perfection. Ethics is the activity of man directed to secure the inner perfection of his own personality. To feel much for others and little for ourselves, to restrain our selfishness and exercise our benevolent affections constitute the perfection of human nature. Perfection has to do with the end product, but excellence has to do with the process. The principal mark of genius is not perfection, but originality, the opening of new frontiers. We cannot love everyone and be loved by everyone. It would be perfection, and nothing is perfect in this world. I am careful not to confuse excellence with perfection. Excellence I can reach for, perfection is God's business. In a time not distant, it will be possible to flash any image formed in thought on a screen and render it visible at any place desired. The perfection of this means of reading thought will create a revolution for the better in all our social relations. Confusion of goals and perfection of means seems, in my opinion, to characterise our age. If I waited for perfection, I would never write a word. Even perfection has room for improvement. To make one good action succeed another is the perfection of goodness. Learning to give up on perfection may be just about the most romantic move any of us could make. If virtue promises happiness, prosperity and peace, then progress in virtue is progress in each of these, for to whatever point the perfection of anything brings us, progress is always an approach toward it. The pursuit of perfection, then, is the pursuit of sweetness and light. The pursuit of perfection often impedes improvement. When I think of art, I think of beauty. Beauty is the mystery of life. It is not in the eye, it is in the mind. In our minds, there is awareness of perfection. We never taste happiness in perfection. Our most fortunate successes are mixed with sadness. I've seen the majestic beauty of nature and the overwhelming perfection of it. To me, there's nothing close to God than that. Dancers are always striving for perfection. A great dancer never achieves it. You always want to do another turn, a higher jump, a more difficult acrobatic jump. A principle is the expression of perfection, and as imperfect beings like us cannot practice perfection, we devise every moment limits of its compromise in practice. Finality is death. Perfection is finality. Nothing is perfect. There are lumps in it. Looking for perfection is the only way to motivate yourself. Spirituality is not a formula, it is not a test, it is a relationship. Spirituality is not about competency, it is about intimacy. Spirituality is not about perfection, it is about connection. The way of the spiritual life begins when we are now in the mess of our lives.